Okay, so we're going to tie a eye splice. A splice is a knot you're going to tie in a rope permanently. So it's not like a loop or anything else like that. Once you've tied it, you should really not undo it. That's the whole point of it. It's a permanent fixture. So I've made up this rope. It's a cotton nylon mix. I've done it in 3 different colours so you can see the 3 different strands and how they work. Also I've got is a Swedish fid, which is the one with the groove in the middle. Can do without this, but it is helpful. And then lastly I've got a clove hitch here just to stop all these strands from unravelling, and the ends are taped up. Now I've unravelled about 6 inches of this cord, and I'm going to lay them over this cord of let's move this out of the way, 1 over, 1 under, and then 1 just along the length. Okay, and we're going to start off with this one, the darker red. So I'm going to make it easy for myself by picking the same colour, and that'll be easier for me to see. So I'm going to start off with going underneath the dark red there. Okay, if you want to pull it up tight until it gets to where your clove hitch is, and that's stopping that from coming undone. Okay, so the next one is going to be the yellow, and it's going to go under the red here. Like that. So at the moment, if you see, we've got one coming out here and one coming out there. So that's 2 of them. I'm going to flip it over and do the last colour now. So if you see, we've got the red one there, the dark red, and the yellow one here. What we haven't gone underneath is this yellow here, this other strand. So I'm going to use the fid now, just to help create a gap. I'm going to feed that under there. Right. Before you go any further, double check, make sure they're all at the same level and they're all coming out at different areas, different colours. Now if you're doing one with all the same colour rope, you need to make sure it goes under one strand, out through the next gap, and the next colour will go into that gap and then out to the next gap, and then on the last one would be into that gap that one's just come out of, and out the next gap, and as you can see that's where the yellow one is. Okay, so like with the short splice we've just done, we're going to keep going over and under as we go through. So back to the burgundy, the first colour we started, we're going to go over this one and underneath the red. So we're going to create a short gap, feed that through, snug it up, reasonably tight, not too tight. I'll move around to the red, and the red went over the red, into that gap, under this burgundy one, and out through the yellow one. And lastly, next one, which is our yellow, into that gap and out to there. So just double check, make sure that's all at the same level. Yep. Not one of them's too far up and the others are too low. happy. So we'll move on, going over and back in the next crease between the two strands, out the other side. Move around to the next one. So it's come out this one, over and into that gap. And the last one, over this one, into that gap there. Okay, so now we've done 3 of them. You see this yellow one, it's gone under the red one, under the yellow one, and under the burgundy one. It's gone under 3 now. So now what we can do is start tapering it off, start reducing this down, or we can cut it off. I prefer to taper it off. I think it looks neater. So this is a plasticky rope, it's a nylon mix. So I should probably do a couple more to be safe, because I don't think there's enough friction there to hold it. So I'm going to do a couple more. Okay, so that's now 5, and I'm going to start tapering this off. So what I'm going to do is take a third of these away. And cut this right down as low as I can. And then push the 2/3 that's left over through the next gap. Do that for this one. So as you can see, it's starting to get smaller as it goes along. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take another third away, feed that through, and then cut it off at the end. Okay, so the last thing to do is just remove the clove hitch which I tied earlier, and there we go. There's our eye splice. So we had at least 3 of these over-unders to hold it, and then what I did was I did a couple more, and then I tapered it off so it wouldn't be so bulky. Now another thing you could do is just wrap a thinner cord around it, like a bit of whipping or something. That will hold this still and it'll stop it from coming undone. But there you go, there's one eye splice.